George Killians is a classic Irish red lager dating back to 1864. However, it's likely not the same beer despite advertising claiming it uses the original recipe. This is because Killians is a split trademarked beer, both brewed in France by Heineken and in the United States by Miller Coors. The French version, dubbed George Killians, is a 6.5% ABV, while the American version is named George Killian's Irish Red and has an ABV of 5.4%. So, while the beer likely isn't a true replica of the original, is it worth checking out? Find out now on Two Dudes Reviews.
What up, guys? Yeah, today we have another beer review. Today we're doing George Killian's Irish Red. Boom. Established 1864. We'll get into that in a second, even though I've already kind of done a bit of it in the introduction. Oh, this is a twist off. But anyways, as I'm pouring, this is one of these beer. I have not had this beer in a very long time. It's been probably a decade. But this is one of those beers I have a kind of an issue with. And it's because back when I first had this, it was maybe 15 years ago, you were just kind of looking around trying to find a beer. It was different. And this is George Killian. It's brewed in the Irish tradition. It's 1864, all that, hullabaloo, whatever. And this was the very first thing or beer that I remember looking at the bottle and then finding that product of USA little thing. I don't know if that was pronounced as it is now. I remember feeling kind of duped because you're paying an import price for this beer. They make it, minus this little thing, they make it seem like you're buying a beer from Ireland. Especially with the price, especially with the labeling, 1864, blah, 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 which you guys have already seen the introduction knowing that it's kind of BS. There's multiple versions of Killian's. This is made by Miller Coors. But I don't know. I remember it tasting good that was a long time ago. But I think I just got burned by the fact that I was paying import for an obvious made in the United States beer. But whatever. Rant over. Let's get into the review. Get into this smell. It smells good. It's got that kind of roasted, nutty almond, like a roasted almond aroma to it. A bit of like a little smoke, almost not quite mesquite, but it's getting to that kind of smoky almond thing, which just nutty. It smells like a nice Irish red, as the labeling would suggest. Maybe the very slightest hint of a raisin, just a little bit in there. Not much, but something a little more than just the roasted nutty aroma. But I enjoy it. I think it smells good. Despite my opening rant, I think it smells good. I will recommend it for that. And now, let's get into the taste. So you have that deeper roasted almond kind of taste to it. I feel like I remember it being stronger in that roasted taste to it. And I might only remember that because at the time this was like the only Irish red ale that you could find anywhere. So it's possible that it just tasted more like that stronger woody almond smoky roasting. It might have, that might just be my imagination because there's nothing else to compare to it. And now there's a bunch of stuff. But I feel like it's just in general, it's not as heavy, as strong as I remember it being. I don't know if that's the case because, again, I haven't had this beer in probably at least a decade. It's nice. The taste gets in and gets out. It doesn't linger too much. I do kind of get a little more of that like raisin at the tip of my tongue. Back end, you get more of the like the roasted nuttiness, but that doesn't linger either. There's a little bit of bitter, not much. I think all in all, it works very well. Whether this is an actual pull off the 1864 recipe, I have my doubts. I don't know how you make two different versions of the same beer using the exact same recipe and have an alcohol ABV difference of like more than 1%. You know, it's like 2% or whatever. I don't know how you do that. You know, but what do I know? Yeah, I'm gonna say I swear this was stronger, nuttier, whatever back in the day. Maybe the French version and I was having the French version, and me paying import price was fair. But I still like it. I think it tastes good. It's I almost feel like they could push the flavor a bit more than what this one is, but for what it is, I think it tastes pretty good. I recommend it for taste. All right, value for price. Here is where I'm just absolutely freaking not. No, I cannot recommend it for price for this, and it's made by Miller Coors, and you're paying really more than what you'd pay for any other Irish import, for a Harp, for Guinness, whatever. You're paying more for this, brewed by Miller Coors, than you would for a beer made in Ireland. I have a problem with that. I have a huge problem with that. I feel like at some point they had somebody forced them to slap that product of USA label on it because they are duping enough people. More often than not, if you find this beer in your local bar, brew pub, whatever, it will be listed under imports. That I would, at least the last time I checked and I saw this on the list, it was under imports, which is horseshit. It's not. It is straight, made in the United States, made by Miller Coors, all that stuff. So I cannot in good conscience recommend it for price. I think it's over for all of those reasons. It is overpriced for what you're buying. So, and you can get plenty of micro beers now of Irish style red ales for probably less. So, no, I'm not recommending it for value for price. All right, next. Now that that's done, next category is distinction. I mean, it's an Irish red. That's what it is. There's again, I think it used to be heavier on the roasted taste to it. I don't get as much of that. It's a little crisper. It's a little easier to drink. Again, yeah, I don't know if they changed that over the years, but there's nothing that's really crazy that's setting this thing apart. So I'm not going to recommend it on distinction. It's really it's not all that different, I guess, from a lot of the Irish reds you're going to get. And most breweries, brew pubs you go to, there will generally be a red ale on the menu somewhere. I feel like you kind of need to have that red ale because it's a nice kind of in between. It's a nice in between the IPAs and the Pilsners. It's kind of a happy medium, whatever. This isn't technically an ale, is it? It's a lager, not an ale. So I am misquoting myself from all that. But yeah, so nay on that. Next category, drinkability. This is where it does kind of it does do well. It is because that smoky, almondy, raisiny flavor is not overpowering. It is very easy to drink. It goes down smooth. It's at 5.5% alcohol, so you got that extra like 1% over what your normal Pilsner kind of lager is going to be. So you got a little extra kick to it, but you don't really taste it. And it's still, a fine tasting It still tastes better. Pretty good. And, you know, when you get a bigger mouth pull, you get more of I'm getting almost more of like a velvety cream. Maybe it's just the head on it. I think this is a beer that could be interesting if it was nitrified. Almost like you get some other English and Scottish beers. Like I'm a huge fan of Belhaven. The nitro version of the Belhaven I think is fantastic. It's one of the few non-stout IPAs. I mean, non-stout nitro beers that I really like. I feel like this could almost have a similar creaminess to it. It'd be interesting. If I was a brewery with like nitrogen, I'd be just test everything. But you know, whatever. But drinkability, yes, I will recommend for that. All right, last category is would I buy it again? I mean, it's been a decade since I bought this. Chances are this will not be the last time I ever have a George Killian's Irish Red. But I don't think I'm going to go out of my way to buy it. It's going to be one of those things where maybe I'm at a bar and just a red sounds good and this is the only red they have. Then I'll probably get it. But for that, I mean, so I'll give it a half for that. It's just, you know, maybe I'll get it, maybe I won't. It's not at the top of my list, but it's not a bad beer. It's just, I think for the price you can get other Irish Reds for similar, if not a better palate, depending on what you're looking for. But anyways, that is my review of George Killian's Irish Red, the American version. What do you guys think? What do you think of this beer? Do you remember it tasting a little stronger on that, you know, the smoky, like nutty taste? Am I crazy? I mean, probably yes. But is it just me, or did it used to taste a little different? I don't know. Again, it's been a long time, so maybe you straighten me out and be like, no, it's always tasted like that. Settle down. But, yeah, so let me know in the comments. Like, subscribe, do all that good stuff. That'd be great. And, yeah, so for myself and for George Killian's Irish Red, American version, take it easy.